Supposed Bible contradiction: Matthew's prophecy versus Old Testament prophecies. Matthew closes his birth narrative of Christ by saying, "And he went and lived in a city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled, that he would be called a Nazarene." However, there is no Old Testament prophecy where it says the Messiah will be called a Nazarene. So where did Matthew get this prophecy from? Well, there are a few ways of handling this. The first is to claim Matthew was citing an oral tradition, since he used the word spoken and not written. However, this is unlikely since at times Matthew used the same word for other Old Testament prophecies that were written, and there is no evidence for this being an oral prophecy of the Messiah, but it is possible. A more likely possibility is Matthew is not quoting a specific Old Testament passage, but is referring to a collective theme taught by various prophets. To be a Nazarene was not looked on as a good thing by the Jews. Nazareth was not a place of high praise. John 1:46 says that Nathanael asked, "Can any good come out of Nazareth?" It is likely the term Nazarene for the Jews was not just a term of origin, but a term for one from that area that was despised. It would be like calling someone from the South a Southern hillbilly. It refers to their origin, but it is also used to insult them. Second, look at what Matthew says. He doesn't say it was spoken by a prophet, but spoken by the prophets, plural. It seems that Matthew was referring to several Old Testament passages that speak of the Messiah being despised by others, and using the term Nazarene because it carried that despised meaning for his Jewish audience he was writing to. In the same way, if I called someone a Southern hillbilly, a foreigner might think I was referring to their origin, but to us, it would also have been used as a term of despise and insult. So Matthew may just be referring to Old Testament passages that talk of one being despised, and using the area Jesus came from as a way to show this. Another interesting possibility, given by Dennis Bratcher, is Matthew is referring to Old Testament passages that say the Messiah will be a branch. For example, Isaiah 11:1 says, "There shall come forth a shoot from the stump of Jesse, and a branch from his roots shall bear fruit." In Hebrew, the word for branch is netzer, which is the same order of the three primary letters for Nazareth, and some scholars argue Nazareth is derived from netzer. So Matthew may be using the root meaning of Nazareth to refer to how the prophets referred to the Messiah as a branch. As Bratcher says, although he was certainly not exegeting Isaiah, he was identifying the obscure Galilean town of Nazareth, in which Jesus grew up, with the Old Testament reference to a netzer, that God would raise up to bring justice and righteousness and peace to his people. This is Matthew's way of confessing Jesus to be the Messiah, but he is not doing it historically or geographically, as we so often assume. Nor is he simply connecting predictive prophecy with its later fulfillment. He is doing it theologically, by using the similarity in sound between a word in Hebrew and a word in Aramaic. So Matthew may be using a play on words to show that by Jesus being a Nazarene, he was also the branch of Jesse. Either way, Matthew never claimed to be citing a specific prophet, or directly quoting something word for word from the Old Testament. It is more likely he is paraphrasing a collective teaching about the Messiah among the prophets, and using a cultural play on words. Thus, this supposed contradiction can be resolved.